In this lesson, I'm going to show you how to edit your video. Now, before we get into editing, I did want to point out two things. First is when you're coming into iMovie on the second day, you might not see your project right away. It might actually be someone else's project. So what you need to do is click on the Project Library button, and you'll see a list of all projects on this computer. From there, just select your project, and then edit project, and you're back to your project. The other thing to keep in mind is that iMovie saves automatically, so there is no file save, it just does it for you. Alright, on to editing. Something you might want to do is delete some footage from your project. So to do that, simply select the section you want to delete. Whatever's highlighted here will then get deleted when you do edit and delete selection. And you'll see it leaves a little gap there. These gaps will not show up as gaps in your video, but it just allows you to place transitions in between clips. Alright. Next up, how about some titles? So there's two ways to add titles. One way is a title that stands alone by itself, and another title sits on top of a video. So titles can be found here at the T. You'll see a good selection of titles to choose from. If you put your cursor over a title, it shows you a sample of what will happen. Some of them move, some of them don't. Okay, so let's go ahead and add a title to the beginning of our video. Let's just choose a simple one here. You're just going to click, drag, and drop. Notice the green bar. The green bar tells us that it's going to be dropped in between clips, and it's going to stand by itself. So I'm going to add one here, and when I drop it, it's going to ask for a background style, and maybe I want the blobs here, and now I have my title added. I can change the text by selecting the text. And you can change the font, a lot of different fonts, and you can preview it by hitting the play button up here, and there it is. And when you're done, click done. If you need to go back and edit the title, you're actually going to not select the clip here, but click the blue box, and the blue box up here allows you then to edit your title. Okay, so that's adding a title by itself. You might want to have one at the beginning of your clip, maybe a credits section at the end. It's up to you. Now I'm going to add a title on top of a clip. Maybe there's some wording that's hard to hear, and you want to add some titles to help the reader or help the viewer know what's going on. So click, drag. You see the playhead? That tells you that it's going to be over and on top of a clip. I let go, and you can see that it added the title, and if I drag my playhead, you can see that it shows up on top of the clip. Okay, again, if I want to change the text, I click on the blue box and type in whatever I want to do. I can preview it, and there you have it. So with the titles on top, you can also change the length of it by clicking on the edge and dragging it. You can also change where it starts and where it stops by clicking and dragging it there. Alright, so that's titles. And why don't we jump into transitions? And that's right next to the T, the rectangle with some triangles in it. Again, putting your mouse over the top will give you an idea or a preview. And you just click, drag, and drop. Again, look for those green bars, and that'll provide you the location where it's going to be added. So there's a transition there. Here's another transition. Alright, if you want to change the length of the transition, you can just double click on it and change the duration. So if you want that to be longer, just keep in mind your transition duration can't be longer than the clip it's transitioning to. Okay, and again, just hit the space bar and you'll see the transition show up over in the preview window. And that's it. So that's how you add titles and transitions. Next up, we'll show you how to add some music and some effects and then export the video.